I'm not continuing to go down a deep, dark, scary looking path after I'm hearing evil laughter, after I initially heard some weird chanting going on. And yet she decides, you know what, I'm about to discover and see what else is down here. And what do we find? We find babies in mason jars. That's completely normal. That's just in this secluded, safe house place, right? So we see babies in mason jars. We see some type of weird writing on the wall, which you'd think I'd take some time to see what it's about, but perhaps I'll put it on in the edits. But what up, folks? What's going on tonight, man? We are talking about the latest episode of American Horror Story. This episode is titled As the Bough Breaks. Man, let's just get into it. A lot of stuff going on. I'm really feeling this season. As I said a couple videos ago, huge jump or huge improvement from the previous season in New York. I really appreciate this episode. A lot going on. We got old ladies in trees. We got babies and baby parts found in mason jars. Clearly Anna is still struggling with the loss of time. That's, it's almost like some homage to Ghetto Boys, because her mind is definitely playing tricks on her. I thought of that myself, y'all. So let's get into it, man. We definitely start off the episode. She has a very terrible nightmare about playing with her baby and losing the baby. And next thing you know, time just evaporates. Of course, I'm giving you the abbreviated version because we're not trying to sit here for like an hour. Time just flies. Next thing you know, she is startled by some old lady by Preacher, which I'm assuming, in the trees, scaring the heck out of her. And she is, finds her way back into the home, all that stuff. And that is even before the credits come on. So, yeah, man. I am just at a loss for words in a good way. I'm really just, I find myself just playing who's who on, like, somebody is in on this in terms of just messing with her mind at this point. She's getting this gift basket at some point, which it says is from the director, but clearly I feel like someone else is giving her that. If I'm her, I'd be paranoid as hell. Like, I'm not eating a gift basket, even if it says it's from the director. But, easier said than done if you're just watching this and you're not actually in the situation. And sheesh, man, it's... So, yeah, as I said, it's definitely a lot going on, man. So she definitely indulges in the gift basket. We have our yet another example of her just losing track of time, where she, I think she, what was it? I think she either receives it. Well, let me start over. And then we have then we have another occasion where she's simply losing the track of time again. It felt like one moment she's calling Siobhan, and before you know it, she is surprised as hell that Siobhan just pops up at the crib. And according to Siobhan, it took her 3 hours to get there, and they was on the phone like when she was an hour away. Whatever the case is, time is just has a chokehold on Anna, right? She still is trying to, she can relate to Siobhan about what still seems to be a miscarriage. And they decide to go on a walk, especially after Siobhan sees, she really just sees Anna kind of unraveling. She looks like chocolate in the corner of her mouth. She still got this little weird bump on her that develops on her other side of her jaw. I'm sure we're going to get to the meaning of what's that, more about as the season goes. Because right now it's just kind of distracting. But they go walk on the beach. And of course, they're still talking about, just trying to get Anna's life together. Anna already has suspicions that that her husband is having an affair, which we'll get into that a little later. And also, she finds the doll. Seems to be a reoccurring theme as well. Finds the doll that has all types of needles in her stomach, symbolizing some type of miscarriage. Maybe it's far fetched, but when I first saw that, I'm thinking, okay, is she under some type of voodoo spell? Because every time she finds these dolls, something weird is going on with her body. I thought there's some type of voodoo connection on top of that as well. And another reoccurring thing, we see ladies in black just on the beach watching Siobhan and Anna the whole time. I'm thinking the two women in black, there has to be the two women. One of them has to be Preacher. Other one has to be the younger woman in all black who's been randomly watching her as well. That's what I'm getting. But, somebody somewhere else is in on messing with Anna's mental. That's all I know. Is it the husband? We are introduced to a new character, Michaela Rodriguez, who plays Nicolette. I'm glad to see her back on screen. Last time I saw her was on Pose. I'm sure perhaps she's been on other stuff ever since Pose, but she did a phenomenal job on Pose, so that was definitely a bright spot for me, seeing her reappear with some type of appearance on TV. And she is the house manager. And that was also a nice intro to her as well. I'm thinking Anna is losing her mind yet again, because that definitely seems to be a reoccurring theme. The Rockabye Baby song is playing here and there throughout the episode. So something is definitely up with Nicolette as well. If you not if you stayed around for the ending, but you could clearly see that at the end, something is also going on with Nicolette. Maybe she's in on it. Who knows how many people are really in on it. Now, I do feel like one of the bigger turning points in this particular episode is after she comes to grips with the miscarriage and so forth. She finds herself in the basement, so after she's drinking her sorrows away. And that's one thing I'm liking about this season. You really don't know what's real and what's just in Anna's mind. But we definitely see her. It kind of reminds me of like a creepier version of like Alice in Wonderland. She's hearing chants from this secret door. She ends up going to the secret door, where she has to actually crawl through it at first. And don't know about you all. Me personally, I'm not continuing to go down a deep, dark, scary looking path after I'm hearing evil laughter, after I initially heard some weird chanting going on. And yet she decides, you know what, I'm about to discover and see what else is down here. And what do we find? We find babies in mason jars. That's completely normal. That's just in this secluded, safe house place, right? So we see babies in mason jars. We see some type of weird writing on the wall, which you'd think I'd take some time to see what it's about, but perhaps I'll put it on in the edits. But nevertheless, she goes all the way down, and the same people on the beach dressing look like some dark angels. They wrap her up and they give her something. It's almost like they're doing something weird apparently they're doing something weird to the baby. Some type of weird demonic miracle happens, and she feels like she's pregnant all over again. So who knows? Maybe she might see this as a blessing, that her baby is back, almost as if there's a false miscarriage. And she's even calling the doctor, questioning this, and the doctor was like, "Nah, we've confirmed you had a miscarriage." So, I'm still thinking this is kind of like a Rosemary Baby version, or just American Horror Story version, and perhaps the birth of this baby is going to set off some type of weird apocalypse or something. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, and I feel like we see a certain set of people who don't want her to have the baby, and of course, other people who do want her to have it, who want her to have this baby. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm liking this episode. All right, and definitely what we also later on confirm, definitely confirm that the husband's cheating. She's cheating with this ex-wife lookalike, artist co-worker that is partnering with her husband. That seems to be confirmed. Once again, she's definitely feeling life of the baby. And she also gets confirmation when she goes into the baby store and like the creepy employee there, she looked overly creepy to me for some reason. But the creepy employee also confirms, oh man, you got a kicker on your hands. This and the third. And yet again, she sees the women dressed in black. I'm assuming they're women. Dressed like black angels as well. And all throughout this episode, although overall it definitely appears that she is continuing to lose her mind, she apparently does kind of gets like a grip on how to communicate with the organizer. And she's actually getting more answers. She realizes that she never lost a baby in the first place. Somebody is doing something to the baby. I wish she would have said who. She just said they did something to your baby. But my question is, who in the heck is responding on the other end? Is it the old woman in the trees who apparently goes by the name Preacher? We definitely see her make another pop-up appearance at the car. So yeah, man. I thought this episode was dope. I got so many questions, and if you come across this video, maybe you can help answer those. Like I said, who is responding on the other end of that electronic organizer? Who in the heck are the women dressed in black? Once again, I'm thinking it's the old lady and the younger lady dressed in black that we saw in the previous episodes. And who else is just in on it, period? Do you think the husband has something to do with making Anna go crazy? Who in the world is messing with Anna's whatever she's taking that just has her losing track of time? Dang, I'm trying to think. Was there anything? And clearly after she's confirmed that, her baby is back on track just miraculously, she apparently was smelling something and, sees a dead raccoon. And the entire time, Nicolette, the house manager, is watching her like a hawk. Not sure what that's about. I'm sure Nicolette's character is going to get more and more shady as the episode goes along. So let me know what you thought about this. If you have any theories, I'd love to hear it. Theories or predictions. And that's my prediction. I'm just going to say Nicolette isn't just some innocent, straight up house manager. I really feel like she has something to do with her redeeming her baby. So love it or hate it, that's my review. I'm really digging it. Let me know your thoughts. Peace.